Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you might be on planet Earth. And welcome to the latest episode of Let's Get SASE. This is your one-stop shop for everything SASE from your friends at Cisco. I'm John Martin, and I will be your SASE MC for this episode. We've got a great topic for you today. Is the network dead? Examining trends in networking as they relate to your overall SASE architecture journey. Is the network still relevant, or is it DOA? We're about to dig in and find out, so buckle up. But first, the news. So welcome back to Let's Get SASE and to our new news segment. We're glad you're back. This week in noteworthy news, we couldn't get through the news segment without mentioning artificial intelligence at least once, or AI. Cisco just announced their intent to acquire ArmorBlocks. ArmorBlocks is a predictive and generative AI company that will be integrated with Cisco's portfolio. ArmorBlocks will help further Cisco's AI security cloud. Exciting stuff. Cisco Live, the annual exposition of all things Cisco, just wrapped up in Las Vegas. This is one of our biggest and most innovative Cisco Live conferences ever. There were announcements about Cisco Network Cloud, Cisco Native Application Security, and full stack observability. Maybe the biggest announcement at Cisco Live is Cisco Secure Access, which is the newly announced SSE solution. Highlights of Cisco Secure Access include common experience regardless of location, destination cloud managed single console, and faster detection and response for threats. So good stuff, and there'll be links to all these in the description. Unified SASE. Gartner just recently released an article talking about Unified SASE, which we will include in a link in the description as well. Instead of having two separate network and security solutions, customers are looking to go to one vendor for both to have a more unified experience and simplify their security portfolio. It's estimated by 2025, 1/3 of new SASE deployments will be based on a single vendor SASE offering, so everything in one place, up 10% in 2022. So we'll dive a little deeper into SASE in today's episode, but if you'd like to learn more about Unified SASE, reach out to your local account team. In this week's Talos Threat Spotlight, we highlight something a little different, which is called Beers with Talos. This is a podcast presentation by Talos security experts, and they bring their hot takes on current security topics and Talos research to the table. Along the way, the team in a rotating chair of special guests will talk about anything, and we will mean anything that's on their minds, from the latest YouTube trends to Olympic curling etiquette. New episodes are every other Thursday. If you've got questions about any of the many topics released or want to see any demos or POVs, contact your local account team. We'll share more about the announcements made at Cisco Live in future episodes. And that is the end of the news. And this would be a good time for me to ask, if you like the video and want to be informed of future content on the same subjects, please shoot us a like, a subscribe, and ring that notification bell, and you'll never miss another episode of Let's Get SASE. So let's get on with it. To present today's topic, Is the Network Dead?, I'd like to introduce Sarah Blum.
I'm Sarah Blum, and I will be your host and SASE guide for this episode. We have an interesting topic for you today. So let's get into the main event. Today I'm joined by SASE technical expert Ovidiu Constantin.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here today. So let's get into today's topic of, is the network dead? Where has this idea that the network is becoming obsolete or going away, where's that coming from?
I recall I was in a customer SASE initial discussion meeting. We discussed the benefits of having a branch SD-WAN enabled router to offer optimal security and improve SaaS application performance. And the customer replied that they were told by a SASE vendor that all they needed at a branch was a client installed on the user's computer, and the routers and firewalls were obsolete. I paused, took a deep breath, and decided to investigate these claims. Are the routers and networking indeed dead? Will a client replace 30 years of networking?
So a lot of my customers are asking me similar questions. Do they really still need an SD-WAN? Can we downsize our data centers in different locations? What if I want to go everything, move it to the cloud? Ovidiu, can you tell me where you see WAN going in the future with all these different factors to consider?
Sure. Networking, it's here to stay, and it's key to the evolution to the cloud. I found 5 main points that summarize why SASE, networking, and routers are relevant in this cloud world. The first one is cloud-first architecture. SASE itself, it's a cloud-first architecture that prioritizes cloud-based applications and resources. SASE provides that direct and secure connection to cloud applications, and at the same time, it reduces the distance and latency between the user and cloud resources. How is this achieved? Let's explore the following points in my list. So the second point is global points of presence, or if you want to put it, location, or having global points of presence well distributed around the globe. Why is that? A SASE architecture needs global points of presence or data centers, strategically located worldwide, close to the users and the application providers. These POPs are actually the data centers from where we deliver our cloud-based security services. Think about the umbrella data centers. Or put it in this way, the closer the data centers are to Amazon, Azure, and Google locations, the better the user performance. The third point, which to me, I think it's the most important, is intelligent routing and WAN optimization. We talk about having these data centers of point of presence strategically located around the world so that the users get optimal performance. But still, how do we effectively reach this SASE POPs from the office or from the home? We use the intelligent routing and WAN optimization features that come packaged with SD-WAN. SD-WAN intelligently routes traffic over multiple network paths, including MPLS, broadband, LTE, and ensures the best performance for the cloud-based applications. What I notice is that we are moving away or moving towards a software-defined distributed routing model where controllers have an overall view of the network status and instruct the individual routers on the best path. So today, a single router can no longer be effective alone. This will be challenging to achieve for a software client running on the computer. And this comes back to the initial story that I told you. The fourth point is application awareness. Something else critical must happen before sending the traffic out of the branch from that SD-WAN router, and that is properly identifying the applications on that router. The branch SD-WAN router can quickly identify the applications by using Cisco NBAR technology, and right now, with SD-WAN, we can even make API calls directly to the SaaS provider infrastructure. This enables the SASE solution to apply the right security and networking policies based on the specific requirements of each application. In other words, to look at an example, the router properly identifies the WebEx traffic, and this traffic gets prioritized before streaming movies in your home or at your home. The kids in your home might complain, but your WebEx video quality stays optimal. The last point is visibility. A good SASE solution needs awareness and visibility to offer customers the right tools to manage and troubleshoot their application performance issues. If you don't see it, you can't fix it.
Most customers have an average of 2 different cloud vendors. Most of my customers won't deploy any new applications on-prem. What if my company is going completely cloud first?
Sure. I think that completely cloud first is an evolution, not a revolution. The existing SD-WAN concepts they still apply, and they have evolved to adapt to this new cloud world. We moved to a SASE fabric model that securely and optimally connects users and things to applications regardless of their location. The goal of this Cisco SASE fabric is to simplify and automate the process of connecting on-premise environments to any cloud and any application. We expanded the SD-WAN fabric directly into the public cloud providers. We built this cloud-agnostic backbone to provide site-to-site, site-to-multi-cloud, cloud-to-cloud, and site-to-internet connectivity. Further, we integrated the SD-WAN capabilities with the private backbone of the middle mile network providers like Megaport and Equinix, and leading cloud providers like AWS, Azure, and Google. These middle mile providers offer reliable network performance and much lower latency and better reliability than the regular internet. They also have these private connections to the main SaaS and CDN providers. And usually this is a cheaper alternative to direct connect and express route links that customer may already have. I should mention that with the middle mile providers, we are cheating a bit that location rule that I mentioned before. Even if the user is not that close to the application or the SASE provider, the user doesn't have to use the regular internet. It rides on the middle mile faster backbone. So I'm not that close to my SaaS application provider, but because I ride on this better, faster backbone, I can get better results. My latency is better, my performance, my application performance, it's better. One more point. In the Cisco SASE fabric, the connectivity is automated via the SD-WAN console. It's cheaper. We offer better integrated security, and we improve the application performance. All this great feature in one single package.
So what I'm hearing is the network is not dead, and in fact, the network is actually evolving and getting better.
That's right, Sarah.
Having all these different global data centers, middle mile vendors, cloud on-prem, how can I best optimize my traffic to improve my user's experience? What about if there's underlay problems between branches and the other branches in the public cloud?
Yeah. In the SASE fabric for the branch to data center, branch to cloud scenarios, there is a set of SD-WAN native tools that will increase the application performance and recover in case of packet loss or high latency of the underlying infrastructure. The first feature is application-aware routing. This is an SD-WAN stable. With this feature, we probe all available links, we gather packet loss, jitter, latency performance metrics, and then we compare these metrics with the predefined application SLA. In this example in the slide, the application SLA specifies that latency should be less than 150 milliseconds and loss should be less than 2%. Part 2, the MPLS link on the slide, does not meet these requirements and therefore is not used for routing. Application-aware routing keeps the application performance therefore optimal. Another feature that we have is for error correction, or FEC. FEC is a mechanism that recovers lost packets on a link by sending extra parity packet. It uses an XOR operation in order to create a parity packet and then reconstructs the lost packet.
Yeah, Ovidiu, this seems complicated. Isn't this kind of like RAID technology that we used to use on hard drives?
Indeed, you're right. We borrow the idea from RAID. For every 3 packets, we create a parity packet. If the receiver gets a subset of packets and a parity packet, we can recover the lost packet. So let's move to another technology that we use to improve application performance in case of underlying performance issues. So this feature is called packet duplication, and it can improve the delivery of mission critical application. It simply sends two identical copies of a packet across two different paths, ensuring that at least one copy reaches the destination.
But wouldn't this unnecessarily increase the bandwidth of the secondary link? Why would I copy video stream traffic, for example, to the secondary link? When would I use packet duplication?
Yeah, correct. Packet duplication is effective only in scenarios when a critical application sends really small packets over the SD-WAN transport links. This could be, for example, a point of sale application where you do not want to lose the financial transaction packets, and the packets are small enough so they can be replicated over the secondary link. The lost packets in this case are recovered from the secondary link, as I said.
So to summarize, users want access to resources they requested, and if they can't get access to those resources in the most efficient way possible, productivity suffers. The network can't be taken out of the conversation because WAN optimization can't be accomplished with just policies and clients. Users need an efficient network to get to the resources they need with the security built around it. So far, we've discussed improving the application performance inside of the SASE fabric. So for example, when traffic goes to a branch, to a data center, or to the public cloud. However, most companies are consuming SaaS applications over the internet. How does the SASE fabric address this challenge?
In the SASE fabric context, the router role has evolved as the critical piece in optimizing cloud application connectivity. How does the router do this? We use a self-healing technology called Cloud on Ramp for SaaS that intelligently picks the best possible path towards the SaaS application in face of internet quality issues. Deploy on SD-WAN routers, Cloud on Ramp for SaaS continuously sends probes, think about small packets, through all available paths to measure latency and loss on that path. Next, based on these metrics, the router selects the best path for routing the SaaS application traffic, thus helping ensure fast and reliable connectivity. Modern SaaS applications are delivered from multiple endpoints and multiple front doors in various geographies. They may have numerous treatment categories similar to the QoS levels. Let's look at the Microsoft 365 suite. Microsoft publishes multiple IPs and URLs for their applications. This is SharePoint, Team, OneDrive, and they group their applications into three categories: optimize, allow, and default, based on the application endpoint sensitivity and the network requirements. On Cisco side, the SD-WAN coupled with Cisco Software-Defined Application Visibility and Control, or SDAVC, periodically fetches these Microsoft 365 IP and URL categories over APIs. This classification is cached on our SD-WAN routers. And then we use these URL categories published by Microsoft to apply a different policy to Microsoft 365 apps that belongs to a particular category, optimize, allow, and default. In this way, we apply a QoS-like differentiation. We can also define what Microsoft 365 endpoints are accessed over direct internet access circuits and what endpoints are accessed via the data center backhaul with security inspection. Once all these policies are accounted, the SD-WAN router segregates Microsoft 365 traffic from the generic internet traffic. It uses a path probing mechanism to identify the best performing path to route the user traffic for Microsoft applications. We did not stop here. Cloud Run for SaaS is integrated with Microsoft Inform Networking Routing Protocol, which provides deeper visibility directly into the Microsoft network. Over this protocol, Inform Network Routing, we receive from Microsoft the opinion score on the network paths, and we use this telemetry to improve the optimal path selection algorithm further. I know this is a busy slide, and it's busy for good reasons. As you can see, an SD-WAN router must account for many steps when forwarding traffic to modern SaaS applications. This is why you need a router in a branch or head office.
So coming back to our original question, what are your concluding thoughts on, is the network dead? Can routers be replaced by software agents?
The network is the backbone of the future. We talk about the advent of cloud delivered application and their ubiquity. As I mentioned, a complete cloud first, it's only an evolution, not a revolution. Existing technologies like SD-WAN have evolved into a SASE fabric that securely and reliably connects any user to any application over a faster, more intelligent, and software-defined backbone. The routers are the workhorse of the SASE fabric. They are not dinosaurs waiting for extinction. They're evolving and adapting to this new cloud world. The routers, as I mentioned, run more and more advanced services, secure the traffic, talk over APIs with controllers and the cloud, use self-healing technologies to improve the application experience. We will rely more and more on routers to build the future. So returning to my initial customer story, can a software agent make a router obsolete and irrelevant? Hard to believe, or not yet. One final remark. I believe that SASE, not only that bridges the gap between network and security, but also bridges the gap between network and security teams by addressing their various challenges through a single solution. And I think it is time for networking and security teams to come together towards a common goal.
Yeah, thank you for sharing all this with us. It's been super insightful hearing how the network is not dead.
Thank you for having me.
So I think that's about all the time that we have today. I want to thank Ovidiu Constantin for coming on the show and sharing his knowledge to debunk this topic. If you have any additional questions about anything that was covered today, anything that was announced at Cisco Live, or just want any additional information in general, feel free to reach out to your local Cisco account team. They'll be able to get you a SASE resource that can assist you with your SASE transformation journey. I'm this week's host, Sarah Blum. Thank you again for joining us for this episode of Let's Get SASE, and we'll see you next time.